is the S&P 500. So we talked about last week that the bias is still to the downside. Why is that? Simply because that's we still have this sort of the kind of a bearish structure. But if you don't really care about the directional bias at the moment, we should still really stick to the trading range. So this is a trading range, a very straightforward one. So this is the selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test. So that's phase A. So likely this is still phase B rally, and we got an upthrust here. So that's the confirmation. So when the price actually commit below this resistance, and subsequently there is something that's very interesting because you can see that supply is increasing, and together with the price spread as well. So we got bearish spread, and in terms of the rally is very weak. So that really confirmed that S&P 500 or mainly the indices are still in a downswing. Okay, so at the moment, I think the four indices are behaving like pretty much as the same. So especially if you look at S&P 500 together with the Nasdaq, so they are very similar structure. So Nasdaq is sort of a bit weaker because you definitely can tell if this is the trading range if you compare it to the S&P 500. So S&P 500 at the moment is still testing this access line about 4,400. However, Nasdaq is kind of testing this selling climax low, so almost touching, but not yet. And Russell is still pretty much close to a test of the previous low right here. So the trading range at the moment is like this, and Dow is still pretty much same, has a slightly bigger structure. So if I zoom out this, then we probably can use this as the trading range here. So not much has changed. Okay, so let me just zoom in the S&P 500. So we talk about the uptrust probably here, and that's the confirmation. So last week is still very much pointed to the downward direction, because this is really the first level that it break here and then break here again. So now we are really touching this 4,400 level. So you can see that this is really the first attempt to break, and then we definitely get a bit of the demand here. We see the rebound next bar, but the rebound immediately get faded. So I think last Thursday sort of just confirmed that. So we still get a bearish price action. So likely, I think we should really see a break below the support level. So the next support area that I'm looking at is really somewhere around 4280 to about 4200. So I think this could be a rigid support. So if we break this, so 4400 cannot hold, so breakout, and likely we should have another swing down to hit this support area. Then you probably could just bounce up here, and then we just need to just see how great is the bounce, how great is the rally, or whether it's just a very weak rally. So at the moment, if I really want to check the supply, definitely we can see that supply is increasing throughout this downswing, down leg. So if we compare it to the up leg, so the upswing here, we definitely see sort of the low volume. However, it still managed to upthrust. But when you see that the upthrust sort of confirm in this bar with an increasing of the supply, so that's pretty much a confirmation. So this is actually where the smart money sell into strength, while a lot of the retail trader have a FOMO, fear of missing out, because they saw this rally. It's like, wow, this is a super strong rally. I think the market is probably bottom and we're going to go all-time high again. So that's why they eagerly jump in and they sort of get trapped there. And then subsequently, if we look at the rally, so this rally, so a very weak rally with a low volume, so suggests that there's no demand. So no demand followed by increasing of the supply, and then we get a breakdown here, increasing of the supply again, and subsequently there is just sort of fail to hold at this level, and then we have another breakdown here. So right now we are at the kind of a axis level again, 4400. So if we see weak demand and supply still dominate, which is still the current case, then likely this is the next area to watch. So next support area is about 42 to 4280. So likely for the long term, we are still, well, maybe not so long, but I would say the medium term, we are still within this big range. So the range from 41 all the way to about 46. So this is the range that we are dealing with in for the S&P 500. But short term, still downswing is dominating, supply is dominating as reflected in the volume here. So supply is increasing. All right. So that's still a bearish outlook. Immediate swing still down. Especially we see that Nasdaq is still lead the way down. A lot of the tech growth stocks are still taking a big hit.